Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about the bank accounts I think that every LLC owner or even every business owner should definitely have while they run their business. Based on your nationality, there are a variety of banks that may be available to you. For example, Wise Business Account, Mercury, RelayFi, we have Brex, and we even have other bank accounts like Novel. Now, depending on the bank account that you eventually get approved for, some of these bank accounts allow you the ability to separate your funds into separate accounts. Now, I know that Wise, for instance, allows you just one USD account, but it does allow you to open jars. Other banks like Mercury and RelayFi, as well as many others, allow you to own multiple accounts inside of the same account dashboard. So here are the 5 accounts that I want you to consider opening. The first account should be your income account. This is where all the revenue that you make for your business will be coming in. So that depends on whether it's coming from Stripe as your payment processor or PayPal as your payment processor. Whichever the case, you want to have all your income, or rather your revenue, come into one account. The next account I want you to consider is the operating expenses account. Now, what happens is, why I said that all of your revenue should come into one account is because we're going to start allocating the amount of money that you earn into these other accounts. So the remaining 4 accounts, starting with the operating expenses account, you want to set aside a percentage of your monthly revenue or whatever amount that you make at different points in time to go toward the operating expenses of the company. You want to make sure that the expenses are covering your costs, such as your team cost, the software cost, and any other costs that might be arising from running the day-to-day of the company. You will be making those expenses from the operating expenses account, and that is the only place you'll be collecting payments from. It's very important to use an operating expenses account because it kind of gives you an idea of what percentage of your revenue is going towards actually running the company. And it's also good practice, especially when the company is still young, that if you've exhausted your operating expenses, then you want to consider whether or not you actually need to be spending that much, and you want to evaluate where all of your money is going to. The next account that I want you to consider opening is the profit account. So there are 2 types of entrepreneurs: the ones who, the moment money comes into their bank accounts, they withdraw everything. And they are the entrepreneurs that never pay themselves. They never take a profit. They just reinvest everything into the business. So the essence of the profit account is to set aside a small percentage towards what will be called profit. So this is not for expenses. This is not to pay teams or anything like that. It's just money that has no assigned value, but makes you feel better as the owner, knowing that you have some money set aside as profit from the business that will never be touched. The next account that you want to consider is the owner's compensation account. So for a percentage to be moved there, you decide whatever that number is going to be for you. The smaller the business, the higher the percentage will be. And as your business grows, the percentage will get smaller because you're making more money. So this is where you'll be paying yourself out of. So perhaps if you get weekly payments or bi-weekly payments, you'll be taking out a percentage of those payments to put into your operating expenses account, and then perhaps you pay yourself at the end of the month. So that will be where you'll be storing all of your owner's compensation, owner's salary, owner's draws, whatever you want to call it. The 4th account you want to create is a tax account. You are still a business owner, and whether or not you'll be eligible for taxes, something to keep in mind is that the tax rules change year after year. So you don't want a case where you're caught off guard. Besides, in order for your LLC to remain in good standing, there are certain things that you need to pay for. So you want to make sure that when it comes to taxes or anything relating to taxes, legal expenses, professional advice, things like that should be coming out from one account. The reason for that is because when it comes out from that tax account, it's easier for you to see how much exactly your business is spending for taxes. And if you are not eligible to pay taxes for that year, you can reinvest that sum into the business again, and then for the new year you start saving towards taxes again for the year. So I recommend keeping anywhere from 10 to 15% of your gross revenue towards taxes, and I promise you, you'll be better off for it. So that concludes the 5 accounts that you should have for your LLC. Like I said before, if you have a bank account that allows you to open multiple accounts like Mercury, then you want to go ahead and open those multiple accounts and then change their nickname so that you are aware of which account is which. I also recommend creating specific cards for those bank accounts so that you can actually separate the expenses, so you don't have your, for example, your software expenses suddenly coming out of the income account. You want to create cards that are specific to each account so that they can be used properly. It also helps you with tracking your expenses as well from a card level. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, and if you're looking to start an LLC, we can definitely help you at Alpha Filings. You want to go to our website, send us a message, and we'll see what we can do for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.